Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our weekly fantasy football advice video. And we are already on week 7, and we got a lot to talk about, a lot in store for you guys today. We got to recap our matchup last week, and we got to do our favorite categories we do every week: start them, sit them, pick them, and fuck them. So
That's right.
let's get into it. How we doing, Justin?
I'm doing all right. It was kind of a rough fantasy week for me.
Yeah, I got back on track, so it's good for me. And I won my other league too, so I went 2-0 in both my leagues. So not too shabby. And yeah, let's talk about
Yeah.
our league though. Let's talk about our league, and we'll get into it. So here you go. Here you have it. I'm the Tyreek Hillbillies on the left, and my dad's team's on the right. He's the G-Man. And let's talk about my team. My team, Justin Fields, man, he's been pretty good for a waiver wire pick, up 23 fantasy points. But you know who's been a dud? Mr. Travis Etienne had negative .1. Believe he had a fumble, and then he got hurt as well. Only had like 1 rushing yard on the day or something like that, and he pulled his hammy. Now he's probably out this week as well. So major concerns there with Travis Etienne. Major concerns. Not looking good. I believe I drafted him high too in the second round. So not looking good. Draft him over guys like Alvin Kamara, who I now have, and I think Derrick Henry as well. So that's kind of concerning. But yeah, Alvin Kamara popped off. Terry McLaurin did his thing. He's looking like a top 15 receiver now. Now he has the franchise quarterback that Justin loves so much,
Yeah,
Jaden
mother.
Daniels.
He's a
Stephon Diggs.
dog.
Stephon Diggs did pretty good in the absence of Nico Collins with 19 points. Jake Ferguson was kind of a dud because the Cowboys were kind of a dud against the Lions, so that was concerning. Amari Cooper was kind of a dud against the Eagles, who I thought, it would be a good start because the Eagles secondary is lackluster. But he only got 8 because that Browns offense is putrid. The Texans defense showed up against the Patriots with 14 points. And my new fantasy kicker, Younghoe Koo, in place of Jake Moody, who I cut because he was hurt. And with the bye week and everything, needed a kicker. Younghoe Koo delivered with 12 points. So I can't be mad about that. And I did get my sit of the week correct with Brian Thomas only getting 5.7 points against the Chicago Bears. But I should have started J.K. Dobbins over a guy like Travis Etienne, and I won't make that mistake ever again. And Jerome Ford has been a dud, and he also got hurt as well. But other than that, I pretty much made all the right starts there, and everyone else was on a bye. Well, my dad's team, let's talk about. Jalen Hurts had a pretty good day, 21 points. Tyrone Tracy stepped in for Devin Singletary, had a career night with 22 fantasy points there, got his first touchdown of his career. Loving me some Tyrone Tracy. CeeDee Lamb had an average day at 16. T. Higgins got his exact projected points at 14.7.
That's nuts.
That is nuts. Dalton Kincaid did a little bit better than his projected at 11. Marvin Harrison did get concussed. Steelers defense did show up. Brandon Aubrey had a Brandon Aubrey day. But he left some guys on the bench that if he would have started, he would have beat me. And Caleb Williams had one of the best games in his career, 28 points in fantasy, had 4 total touchdowns, was dogging the Jags. Wandale was all right. Cortland Sutton was all right. He was average. He did better than his projected. But the guy he fucked up. The guy where he fucked up, and he didn't know that Joe Mixon was healthy for this game. And he had 27 points, left him on his IR. And then his starting running back, James Cook, was ruled out on game day, and he was trying to pick up the backup. What was his name? Ray Davis? Is that correct? Ray Davis? Yes.
Yeah.
Trying to pick up Ray Davis, but he couldn't because everyone already played, and he couldn't. Since Joe Mixon was healthy, he had to activate him and put him on the bench, but he couldn't since everyone played. So he was screwed, and I got a fraudulent win, as would say. Fraudulent win because he didn't have a starting running back. So he should have beat me, but he didn't, and I'll take the win. It was a much-needed win, and now I move to 2-4 on the season. and my dad's now 1-5. But yeah, I'm going to turn the floor over to Justin, and he'll talk about his game that he did not win against my sister. So the floor is yours.
She got lucky. No Justin Jefferson, no Nico Collins. She she did what she was supposed to. She was supposed to win. Now, my stardom of the week, David Montgomery. Look at that, 21. And you
Yeah,
see that?
man.
You see that quarterback? Yeah, 20. Against who? Lamar Jackson. Yeah. And guess who? Guess who begged for a jersey after the game? Not Jaden Daniels to Lamar. Lamar begged Jaden Daniels for a jersey.
Oh, he did?
So yeah. So man, he's like this guy. This guy's next up. He's going to be better than me one day. He's not there yet, but he will be. That's what I took it as. So yeah, man, Jaden Daniels, beautiful. You're starting every week. I don't give a shit about the other quarterback on my bench. Brees Hall, he finally popped off for me. So I didn't get duds from the running backs, which is great. 21.9. That was awesome. It did come down to that Monday night game. But yeah, I'm gonna get to the flex, but Jamar's floor seems to be like 12 points, and I'll live with that as like a floor baseline of points. I'll take 12. Pickens, I was forced to start my Jefferson on a bye, and Nico Collins injured, so I was forced to start Pickens there. And 8.3 is okay. Did not reach that projected. Sam Laporta finally found the end zone on one catch, and that's it. One catch for like 50 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
So
I want
that's
to
all
get
he
from my
needed
other
to do.
league.
And yeah, and then my flex is where I really messed up. I went with Wicks, but I could have gone with Alan Lazard would have been a good pick there. And I forget if you want to scroll down, I forget who
Yeah, I got you. Give me a second.
someone else had a good one. Good week too. I could have got Zach Ertz even with 10 would have helped. I think that would put me in front if I just got even 10 from Ertz. So I made a mistake there. Wicks ended up getting hurt in the first quarter. So yeah, I made the wrong call there. But yeah, and then Broncos D let me down too. They did not. They kind of struggled with Justin Herbert in that offense in that game, which I did not see. I thought they would handle them better, like hang in there with them better. But yeah, Chris Boswell, I did drop Justin Tucker, but Chris Boswell has been really well. He got me 17. Take that any week from Boswell, man. So yeah, it we'll be okay though. We're 500. We're 3-3. We'll be okay. And I'm playing Nate this week, so I'm looking to bounce back.
Nate the Great. We'll see what he
Yes.
does. Malik's back for him, though, possibly.
Yeah,
And he's got
that's not
Chris
fun.
Godwin, one of the best receivers in the league in fantasy. So
That's not fun.
you got to look out for that. So should be a fun matchup. But he does have Mahomes coming back this week. No more Rodgers, these nuts. So
It looks like there'll be full strength. There'll be another challenge.
yeah, should be a fun matchup. But
I miss Nico Collins.
yeah.
I miss him so much.
But let's do it. Let's get into our favorite topics of the week, our favorite categories, our stardoms, our situms, our pickums, and our fuckums. So let's do it. Turn the floor over to
Right.
you. Who is your stardom of the week, Justin?
Oh, listen closely, Steve. I know he didn't have the best week. This quarterback did miss him. That would have got him more points. And I know we had this debate, but man, I'm on the Brian Thomas Jr. train. I would start him. New England is 24th in passing yards, so they do give up passing yardage. And look, they had a bad loss, and I feel like with them staying over in London, getting acclimated to like the time zone and everything over there, that they'll be more prepared and ready for this game, looking to bounce back. Peterson coaching for their jobs, and if we could get them to rally behind him, I think they can knock off the Chiefs. And I think if they do that, knock off the Patriots, excuse me. If they do that, Brian Thomas Jr. will have to be a factor. Get him the ball often, target him more. He's clearly your best receiver. And plus, with ETN out too, I think they'll try to throw the ball more, and he's your number one option. So, yeah, I would do Brian Thomas Jr. as a start.
Now, question with my team and how my roster is constructed, would you start him over Diggs, Terry McLaurin, Tyreek Hill this week?
That's tough. Probably over Tyreek, right? Because no Tua, and that offense has been suspect.
Okay. So you would bench
It's
Tyreek this week, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I forgot you had Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
And we did talk about that. He's good. He should have had a touchdown last week, and he should have put up more points than he did. But Trevor Lawrence missed him. But it's a guy they like. It's a guy that gets a lot of targets. I can pull up fantasy real quick. He's getting a lot of targets. I can pull him up real quick. I can go to your
Yeah. Go
team,
ahead.
and I could go to Tyreek Hillbillies.
The
Let's see.
Tyreek Hillbillies. They're playing like
So yeah,
hillbillies.
he's four targets, 9, 8, and 6. So he's getting more and more targets. And yeah, I think when they play well, they target and they get him the football. So I think that's no secret. I think they do that. So if you want targets, if you want the volume, go with Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay. Well, see, I don't think I'm gonna start him because I have my Pats as the upset of the week.
You
So
do.
I'm not a big believer in the Jags this week. So I'm gonna leave him on the bench. See if I'm wrong again or I'm right again. I don't want to be wrong. But we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'll
Mhm.
turn the floor back to me for
Uh,
my stardom of the week, and that is Austin Eckler versus the Panthers as a flex play if you're in desperate need of a flex option. I like Austin Eckler this week. I think he will step up against this putrid Panthers team. He's a great option out of the backfield, and the Commanders will look his way. Will feed him the ball. Will get you those PPR points, and I expect a touchdown this week in this Commanders offense led by Jaden Daniels, Justin's favorite quarterback in the league.
oh,
So,
for sure.
yeah, start Austin Eckler if you have him. Start him. Make it happen.
Nice.
So now I'll turn it back to you for your
Back to
sit-em
me.
of the week.
Yeah, my sit-em of the week. This team is third in rushing. They give up about 83 yards per game. They're averaging. Aaron Jones of the Vikings. I think if the Vikings are going to win, they're going to throw. Yeah, they have to keep the defense honest, so they will hand them off the ball. But I don't think you could see much production, much volume there. The production will come from the receivers, Addison and Justin Jefferson. So I would look, if you have better running back options, I would look there just because of the matchup. So sit Aaron Jones is what I have.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a bad sit right there. I can understand that. My sit-em is also another running back, and it's going to be Chase Brown versus the Browns. Yeah, I think the Browns' rush defense, is pretty good. They find ways to shut down the running back. Saquon was not a factor against that Browns defense last week, and the Bengals have a worse O line. And I feel like if the Bengals are going to
Mhm.
win this game, which they will, Don't get that wrong. It's going to be through Jamar Chase and company, and T Higgins, and all their other receivers, and Mike Gesicki. So I feel like Chase Brown, if you have him, I would go elsewhere. If you got a guy like Austin Eckler, start him over Chase Brown this week. So yeah, I would sit Chase Brown. That is my sit of the week against the Browns. And then
Yeah, I
I'll
like
go
that.
back to you for pick 'em of the week.
Yeah, I'm good. Not a cop out, but I'm gonna do the same one I did last week because you were kind of like I could see it, but I don't quite see it. But my pick, I'm going back to Jacksonville. I'm going with Tank Bigsby. He's still available. Travis Etienne, he's hurt, and Bigsby when Etienne was healthy, Bigsby was eating into those carries. So now he has an opportunity to outright win the job and even get more carries potentially. So I like him. If you need a running back depth, grab him. And yeah, he could play a pivotal role in this game this weekend. So I do like me some Tank Bigsby. Pick him up. He can make an impact.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you hit it right on the head there. I think Tank Bigsby is a guy that will step up in this offense for the Jags now that, Etienne's out with a hamstring injury. And yeah, ETN just has not been the same back that he once was last year. I don't know what it is. The Jaguars are just not a good team, so it might be that as well. And yeah, just needs a fresh start. But yeah, sucks for him. But yeah, Tank Bigsby, I do like that pickup. My pickup of the week is Demario Douglas versus the
Mm,
Jacksonville Jaguars. Now that he has Drake May, he's getting more targets. He's getting more involved in the game plan, and he's their number one option there at receiver. And they don't
mm.
have that many great receivers. But the one that I would want on my team, stash away, maybe even possibly start this week against this crappy Jaguars team is Demario Douglas. I think he could earn a flex spot as well this week against this Jags team. And if you're in desperate need of receivers on a bye, yeah, go ahead, pick up Demario Douglas, insert him in the lineup. And I feel like he could have a solid game, get you around like 15 points. I think that is very doable for him. So yeah, I'll give him a try, pick him up. Demario Douglas versus the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I think that's a good option.
Very good option. And now go to you for our final category, fuck 'em of the week.
Yeah, this guy looked pretty good early on, but now he's hurt, and there's another guy that emerged. My fuck him is coming from the New York Giants, Devin Singletary, because Tyrone Tracy is now here. He's arrived. He's been putting up numbers. You saw the 21 fantasy points he had. So it looks like he's going to be the guy. I know Dable likes Singletary. I know he back from his days in Buffalo. So I don't think he'll be completely out of the offense, but he's going to Tyrone Tracy's earning more and more trust there, so I think he's going to get more and more opportunity, and that's going to eat into Devin Singletary. And I think now he's going to be the running back one. So Devin Singletary, yeah, he's my fuck 'em of the week.
So if you're in a predicament, right, and you got both of them on your roster, like my dad does, you would
Mhm.
start Tyrone Tracy this week, even though Devin Singletary would be back.
I think so. Yeah, you said it yourself. He's emerged. I
Yeah,
think Dable's likes him. Yeah, I don't see why not. He's effective in the pass game. I think he does what Singletary does, but with more explosiveness. I think he's more explosive. But
yeah,
yeah, it's interesting because like you have his handcuff, like they handcuff each other, so you have the one guy. So if they're both back, this is a good indicator of how the Giants feel about the running backs. If they go heavily on the one guy opposed to the other, that's should tell you how they feel. But yeah, I believe in Tyrone Tracy is going to be the lead back there, so that's where I lean.
yeah. I like that a lot. Yeah, I think Tyron Tracy deserves all the flowers after last week balling out and getting his first touchdown of his career. Yeah, he just looks explosive. You could just see the difference, just the eyeball test of like how much better he is than Devin Singletary. I like Devin Singletary. He's a solid back. He's a serviceable back. He's an average guy, and yeah, he'll do well. But he has had a fumbling issue so far this season, so that is something to worry about. And I feel like Tyron Tracy is earning his reps, and I think he can win out the
Yeah,
starting job. I think they'll split carries at first, just because he's not ready yet, maybe. But I think Tyron Tracy will eventually win out the job this year, but I don't think it'll be right away. But yeah, I would still, yeah, fuck Devin Singletary this week. Fuck him. Get rid of him. And yeah, they're playing that Eagles D line. I don't like that. So don't even start him this week. Um, but my fuck him of the week, this guy we just talked about, Mr. Travis Etienne. Fuck him, man. Fuck him. Fucking hate him. Negative -0.1 points, man. He's not even startable anymore for me. Like, I don't know what it is. The
yeah,
Jags, they're just not using him right. And then Tank Bigsby has been eating in his carries. And like ETN, I feel like he can be a special back, but I think he needs a change of scenery. I just feel like Jacksonville's not using him right. They're not utilizing him right at all whatsoever. And yeah, like he's not a guy I would start for the remainder of the season. I don't
hmm
know. I feel like it's a last resort if you want to start him. And I'll find a way, see if you can find a trade partner to, trade him for a guy that you like better. So Travis Etienne, after a crappy game last week and just a down season. That's my fuck him of the week, Travis Etienne. Just been a bust. Drafted him in the second round.
I was
Just
just
hasn't
gonna
lived
ask
up to
that.
the hype.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember you taking him either second or third on that.
Yeah, I was
so
big on him. I thought he was gonna ball out, and man, was I wrong.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
So, but yeah, that is the end of the weekly fantasy football advice video for week 7 already, which is nuts. If you guys did enjoy this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We would really appreciate it. Go follow our socials. We got a link tree down below. Go check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it. We have it down in the description box down below. And I wanted to turn it over to Justin for any final thoughts before we end off today's video.
Man, I don't got anything. If you got Jaden Daniels, start him every week. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Just start him
every week.
I don't care if they're playing the best defense in the league. Start him. They'll put up 20.
Okay. You heard it. Start Jaden Daniels. Make it happen.
Every week. If you want to win.
Every week. Even on the bye week, he'll get you points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
good.
he gets aura points too.
Oh, okay.
He's got aura.
He's got aura.
Yeah.
So write it down. Take a note of that. And yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Benchwire.
Out.